The land registry in Uganda processed its first land titles in 1908, and these were distributed by Sir Esketh Bell, the governor of Uganda, on 2nd January 1909. Since that time up to 2013, the land registry has run a manual system of records keeping, which, as the number of records grew, was affected by problems of speed, inefficiency, inaccuracy, and lack of adequate internal controls. The manual systems were found to be prone to human error, evidenced by issuance of multiple titles on the same piece of land. For instance, issues of missing land records slowed down the process and wasting of time of clients because of the primitive technologies used in the land administrative institutions like typewriting and using the sun drying method to make title prints. If the sun didn't shine, no prints could be made.
Ammonium paper in between, then the cadastral sheet on top. The information on this cadastral sheet with the energy of the sunshine, all the information here will be printed on, will be captured on the ammonium paper.
The manual systems indeed are slow to operate, laborious, and unable to store large amounts of data efficiently.
The instruments are filed according to and in a numerical way. The shelves are not enough for our records. That's why you see that sometimes we keep them even under MRVs because of space.
Land administration staff spent a lot of their time on mechanical, repetitive, and clerical tasks rather than liaising with the clients to answer to their needs and requirements.
Very careful to measure angles, distance one by one to come up with this one.
The manual system in the registry struggled to cope with the explosion in information requests and registration of transactions. It was hard to cope with the volume of work arising out of the increased land transactions, hence making the client's inquiries time-consuming, frustrating, and uneasy to do business, leading to public outcry.
ne babikolako naye ne bagamba nti ate white page zibuze zikoze zitya n'otambulira obwere tebalina mazima.
These are binders where we keep white pages.
Ttaka lyange yaligula mu 87 n'okutuusa kati sifunanga kyapa ate nga ebiwandiiko mulina.
In September 2003, the NRM government took a decision to begin the implementation of computerizing the land registry. Computerization involves capturing information on land and land transactions and storing it using computers for purposes of quick retrieval, access, and utilization for effective and efficient delivery of land services.
The current delays experienced in surveys and mapping have been a result of the problems which we have been facing as a result of using the manual system of processing what are called deed plans, which are required in the titling process. The practice is that independent of whichever part of the country you are coming from, if you are handling or processing leasehold or freehold titles, you have to have your deed plans processed in Entebbe. Now, just because of the distance, that causes a lot of problems. The other issue is that the system was manually based, and what we are trying now to do is to ensure that this process is a fully digitized based process.
So now we turn and remove the film, but carefully because it is now wet. The gum is on, so we try to be very careful to see that as the pieces try to go on the film, we press it together. But some of them, of course, because they are fragile, they get off. So, but we try to press it down to see that the information that we have is no more getting lost.
After doing all that process and it is over, we have to put it under the two boards. The aim is to make them flat and stable. so that when the time of scanning comes, they can pass through systematically without those faults. That's the use of these two boards, down and top.
The aim of computerizing the land records was to address the shortcomings of the manual system, restore the integrity of the land registry, and ensure modernization of land registry operations to meet the needs of Uganda's growing economy. What has been done so far? A business process re-engineering exercise was carried out aimed at creating a more efficient and effective workflow for the land administration system, which will enable reduction in the time and cost for carrying out land transactions. Area photography was carried out to produce base maps for use in checking, verifying and updating the situation on the ground. As part of this exercise, high-resolution area photographs for all the 6 urban areas of Jinja, Mukono, Wakiso, Kampala, Masaka and Mbarara has been produced to enable production of base map information for planning and other development programs in the urban areas.
This helped us avoid issues of double plotting, because now if we linked this parcel to the property, because we had instances whereby you'd have a road name, like you'd have Laudel Road up and then you'd have Yusuf Ule Road down, and the same person would actually attach Yusuf Ule Road to the same plot and then attach Laudel Road to the same plot as well. So this system has helped us link the two. So if you tried to connect another parcel, another property to this parcel, the system would automatically reject, telling you this parcel is already linked. As you can see, we had what we refer to as the backlog data conversion and integration. This is when we just scanned in these documents. But when you follow up, you will see that we will have mortgage charge, you will have another mortgage charge, you will have another mortgage charge, and as such. These are a history of transactions that have actually happened on this. So depending on which information you're interested in, you can just go to, if you wanted a transfer, you'd go into the transfer and be able to extract this information from the transfer.
We have the maintenance and support section in charge of maintaining the system, the LIS. And then we have the capacity building team in charge of training our own staff and documenting some courses within which are related to technology, because different changes in technology, so they keep on updating the team. And this team I'm talking about is a local team, which was set up in the first phase. So in the second phase, we got more, all these other ICT people were in the zonal offices, but we told them the NLIC, because there was a lot of workload.
If you go to the Rutherford and you see that it's a wetland, you will not be able to plot, because it will clearly show that it's a wetland. And if it's a forest, the same. If it's titled, the same. The system will trigger an alert that this land is already titled. So we shall, using the system, we can now note title on a title, or in a wetland, or a forest.
Data conversion from manual land records into a grid digital format was carried out. As part of this, all the cadastral maps for the districts covering 60 to 70% of the active land market have been scanned. Where there were torn and dilapidated maps, these are being reconstructed.
We put it on top, roll on, using the roller, like that we use for painting. So this roller, we work from the center to the edge, the center to the edge.
The ministry has constructed 12 of the 21 land offices in an effort to take services closer to the people and reduce on congestion at the headquarters.
We are covering the entire country. Land offices have been built in Mbarara, rehabilitated in Masaka, rehabilitated in the Kampala SCCA, built in Wakiso, built in Jinja, built in Mbale, Masindi, Kibale, Fort Poto, Arua, Lida, and Gulu. and all those have been built, and only 6 of those have been connected to the computer system. That is Mbarara, Masaka, Kampala, Wakiso, Ministry Headquarters, and Jinja. The next phase of connection will be Kibale, Masini, Alua, Lira, Gulu, and Imbale. New land offices are planned to be constructed, and hopefully by this time next year they'll be finished, and this is Rukunjiri, Kabale, Mpiji, Luwero, Mitiana, Soroti, Tororo, and Moroto.
Over time, government noticed that there were issues in the management of land transactions, which were derived from bad records, physical records that were not in good state, and so government started looking around for a solution on how to resolve these issues and get into place something that will actually assist in the quick, in the good storage and retrieval system of data, land data, and thereby improve on land transactions.
Construction of the National Land Information Center to support the land information system is complete, and the center is fully operational. The computerized system is now more responsive to the needs and demands of the citizens and business clients. Backdoor transactions have been eliminated, and there is a more efficient and speedy registration of transactions from the previous 3 years to now 40 days. The problem of missing land records has been eliminated, and there is a decrease in the cost and space required for storing land records.
Abalandisi kino kye bakoze kirungi nnyo, era mbasaba bagende mu maaso n'obwesigwa nga bwe batukoledde kuba tetwamanya bakyusa ddi, era bwe kinaba nga kiterekebwa kityo n'ebyapa byaffe nga bikuumibwa bityo kijja kuba kirungi kubanga totawaana kutambula na bipapula.
This one is more secure. Certainly, of course, the use of computers, there are barcodes which can be scanned, and alternatively, one can access the information. So it is that the person is going to go into a land transaction.
Enteekateeka eno tebadde embi kubanga omuntu omanya nti ddala kituufu gye kiri kompyuta.
Ndabye ng'enkola nnungi, kompyuta yeetu kyekinga, tebalina kyokola kirala wabula kompyuta yeekwogera ekumalayo yonna n'ekubuulira. Tusanyuse nnyo olw'enkola enezeewo.
This system is an enhancement in terms of improving management of land in Uganda. There's been a lot of fraud in terms of where you go manual, but with the computerized system, it is possible to easily assess and verify the information regarding the title. I believe if this system is given a lot of support, will reduce levels of corruption in land management, but also cut down those who are grabbing land of other people. Titling over title will be reduced if we have computerized the system.
Customer care staff have been set up as part of the process to facilitate land administration transactions and speedy response to customer information needs. A dedicated public awareness campaign together with the free open days have helped ensure that the public is aware of the land administration procedures, the land forms and the correct official fees required.
Enguzi ereso obuzibu olwala ekyapa transfer for instance omuntu bagambirawo ku reception ng'ofumaga tofunye gw'okikwasa ojja kifuna mwaka mulamba. Naye okulwanyisa enguzi si kyekintu kyoyinza okumalawo mu lunaku olumu. Abawa enguzi balina ekizibu, n'abasaba enguzi balina ekizibu. Njagala kubasaba bagwe gwe basabye enguzi jangu okireetere ensonga zo tuzikoleko. Nina kyekitegedde ku by'okukola endagaano ey'okutunda ettaka nga ndi wa ttaka nti baliraanwa bateekwa okuba nga bataddeko emikono ku ndagaano eyo, naye bwe mba ne baliraanwa nga bali mu ttaka lya munnange mulala nga bo baabibanja tebasobola kutegeera bya ttaka lyange, ate basobola batya okuyingira mu ndagaano eyo. Ekirala, waliwo olukonko olutajja kuziba kati, gavumenti mwe mumanyi bwe munaakikola, waliwo olukonko lw'ab'ebibanja n'ab'ettaka. Kati bwe mba ntunda tebanjagaliza kutunda so nga ate tebalina mu ttaka lyange, ate ne basaba ne ssente kuteeka ku ndagaano bateekwa okunsaba ssente. Kinaakola kiti ekyo? Nannyini ttaka bw'aba nga ayagala kutunda kiba kirungi n'awa omusenze aliko first option okwegula, naye ate etteeka ne ligamba mu nnongoosereza nti nannyini ttaka akyasobodde okutunda n'aguza omuntu omulala omupya nga teyeeguzizaako ki omusenze, naye oyo omupya gwaguzizza alina okumutwala n'amulaga abasenze abaliko. Oyo omupya aguze kimukakatako okulaba nga akontininga okurespectinga rights ez'abo abasenze basanzeeko.
There have been a number of challenges faced. The current paper records for surveys and mapping date back to the 1920s. These paper records include old and torn cadastre sheets. Though they are still used, they must be reconstructed and scanned to be able to generate digital copies. The reconstruction process takes 6 to 8 months for just one cadastral sheet, yet the entire sheets must be digitized. This has caused delays, especially for subdivisions.
So it takes quite a long time. Working on it just like that can take like 2 to 3 hours, and you can be like about two or three people at a go.
The new computerized system now requires complete submission of documents. There are those previous transactions where submissions, for example, payment of registration fees was not done and payment receipts were not made. Such transactions cannot proceed until the owners have provided the missing information. Unsurveyed land, because its exact size is not known, it was not titled but its owners are known. So, until the actual survey is done and the information digitized, such information cannot be reflected in the land information system. Since the digitalization of the land registry information was undertaken by IGN France International, after handing over, the role of the ministry now is to verify and reconcile that the information captured in the system is a mirror reflection of the physical title records, and thereafter all transactions are carried out referring to the paper records. At the Department of Surveys and Mapping in Entebbe, cartographers are reconstructing the old torn survey maps in order to digitize all survey information, but it is a slow process that requires patience, hence causing delays in completing land transactions. As long as there are no digital print deeds, no work can be done on computer by the land administrators and the registrars of titles. As of now, clients submitting such documents are informed that they shall be inconvenienced because it is unavoidable but temporary. Their transactions will take a much longer time than what is stipulated in the client's charter. A computer-generated acknowledgement note is issued which must be presented at all times when seeking an update. The delays are anticipated to continue until 2019, when all maps and land records shall have been fully digitized. Despite these hurdles, Mbarara and Jinja Emzos have managed to reduce the number of days to process a search to not more than 2 days, while a transfer is effected within 5 working days. The ministry intends to complete the project by February 2020 and calls on all stakeholders and citizens to support the efforts to fully computerize the land registry.